Peace, love. Thanks, fast. Oh my God, shoot. Just the sheer knowledge of knowing that that you never quote unquote die. You know what I'm saying? Like, and matter of fact, I ain't gonna come at it like that. The aspect of shamans. Basically a shaman is like a soul scientist. It's the beings who have a strong grip on being connected to thyself. A strong grip on their soul, to where they're able to tap into multiple dimensions without getting lost in the sauce, so to speak, without getting lost in those dimensions, you know and that's basically it. It's, some of us are built to step into certain realms and make it back. And I spoke on that about psychedelics. I'm like, if you're on the edge, like you barely holding on to, what I'm saying, like your quote unquote reality is unstable, your view, about things is a little unstable, you kind of, that's like the equivalent of being on the ledge, and psychedelics could push you over the ledge, if you're on that edge. So, for a person that's barely having a grip, just on just perception and what we call reality and what's really reality, what's not, well, whatever. If they don't even have like a strong foundation in knowing, like, all right, I'm a soul on a human experience, like just certain aspects, then psychedelics may not, again, because it could push that scale in a way that's harmful, where they could be lost. That's the whole aspect of a shaman. And of course, I don't walk around, calling myself no shaman or things of this nature. It's just kind of one of those things where, you just do what you do, and, you don't label yourself with these vibes. To each his own, though, what I'm saying? Some of us have, like, certain, let's say, businesses, but, like certain healing aspects that you provide. So, just for some little title for a business card or something like that, you might use the word shaman, whatever, you know. Because even again, like I speak on how even comedians, are shamans, in the sense of like, being that medicine person, of helping a person to laugh at their darkness. Like I bring up how a comedian could bring up how somebody got child molested and have the whole room rolling on the floor laughing, talking about how a little kid got child molested in the family, what I'm saying? But because, there's a certain essence of knowing how to, shed light on those shadow aspects in a way to transmute it, and that's like that's a healing, that's a alchemical, shamanistic act right there, like using comedy to help people heal from very traumatizing situations, and be lighthearted about it. What I'm saying? Like that, creating a situation for you to be lighthearted about some real heavy stuff. Like, bro, if that ain't shaman work, I don't know what is, as far as helping souls and become more lighter. Yeah, of course. And what's real, and that's when you start to see that everything ain't about just about like, oh, in order to, be spiritual, or be considered dealing with spirituality, somebody got to be talking about, meditation, or talking about Kemet, or talking about like, certain just aspects of just, doing certain things help for us to heal, and of course, it's all these different aspects. Of course, you want to, deal with your ancestral lineage and stuff like that, to figure these things out and tap into what you should be doing in this moment, due to tapping into that realm. But again, it's not just knowing those things, or just meditating, or just eating healthy, or just being a comedian, like, but just speaking to that comedian aspect, how that taps in. But again, just the aspect, again, some of us being built to step into these certain realms and make it back, and basically that the shaman of the neighborhood was that being that was able to, do this, because everybody not necessarily, built to tap in to that realm on that level, what I'm saying? You have to really, really trust your inner source, and trust that, that and know, thyself. Because, I've been deep into, places, and like when I look back at it, I'm like, I always just like, bro, I'm so grateful for my soul connection, because if it wasn't as strong as it is, that card could have easily snapped in certain, in certain little psychedelic experiences, I had. I'm like, like it that aspect is what, is what stop you from being schizophrenic, because schizophrenic is almost like basically like when the pineal, is just like has blown a fuse to, for lack of a better word, like it's like poof. And so now the radio is like open. Like imagine if your radio all of a sudden just kind of like made a popping noise, and then all stations started kind of playing at once. So instead of being able to tune into a certain station, you know, your radio playing 95.5, 94.1, AM radio, FM radio, all at once, and I'm laughing because it is a great analogy for that situation of like the schizophrenic vibe. Like you got all these ancestor voices like coming at you all at once, and and also so much so to where it's also overpowering your own soul. So you could get lost in the sauce of, you know, all the, these ancestral vibes. And so, and not saying this is a bad, like, oh, the ancestors bad or trying to do something harmful to you. Again, it's like your own little fuse kind of pops, so, it's coming in on that level. So, and again, that's why also, again, with just shamanistic journey and in general, still, knowing thyself, because, you're interfacing and interacting with different, archetypes of yourself outside of like, you got the ancestors that actually had a bodysuit, and then you got like the deities and God aspects, which is basically like just archetypes of our God self, you know, and to make sure you don't get lost in that sauce, again, you got to be aware of yourself. Like me being aware of myself to not be sitting here just trying to play the Papa Legba energy out, like I'm all different aspects, Now, of course, the Papa Legba, Gate A, Baron Samdi energy, is an energy that I resonate with strongly and the most, more tapped into that energy, but still realizing that, like all aspects, Obatala, Ochosi, Maman Brigitte, Oya, Oshun, like, being able to tap into all these different energies, because again, being a primordial being, and for lack of a better word, existing before even these gods and deities that, we created in our past incarnations, it's like, this is us in essence. These are energies that are, internal, and, and that's what dealing with the altar work. It's just basically like the symbols to work with the subconscious, because when you have the symbol of honey and the symbol of yellow and the symbol of, jewelry, something that's speaking to your subconscious, letting you know like you're dealing with your Oshun energy, like it again, in the subconscious work with symbols, you know. And matter of fact, again, another aspect of being that shaman aspect, and for the most part, you may not realize it beforehand, but once you start kind of tapping into, you get initiated into your shamanhood, in essence, uh, you'll tap into the realm of realizing that there is no death, and that we're just constantly, the only thing that is constant is change, and that we're constantly just shifting into, and to be a soul, that's comfortable with knowing that, hey, it's a constant, quote unquote, life and death process, or just a constant transitioning process, a constant change, a constant cycle through energies. And, you have to have a certain like grip, what I'm saying, consciously, to be able to, deal with these certain aspects. So again, just the sheer knowledge of knowing that you never that you never die, and that, and then having a strong subconscious understanding of this, that's what makes, again, that medicine woman or medicine man qualified, because they're able to tap into these realms and come back and deliver information to the village, because again, even though, everybody not living in teepees and huts around, still a village, still a community, it's still like a, I mean, for the most part, other than the technology and stuff like that, again, like you still have your community and some of us more than others, like that indigenous vibe and indirectly, because even like say for instance, if I was back home in Opelousas, everybody wouldn't come up and like, oh man, I'm going to visit the medicine man, I'm going to visit the shaman, like motherfucker, like bro, I'm going to holler at Carl Ray, bro, like man, I'm going to shoot the shit with Carl Ray, I'm about to, I'm about to go. I'm about to go holler at Corey, see if he got some braces or some. You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes off on some. On a modern day vibe, it come off different. But then when they come in to holler at me, you know, uh, we may run it about certain aspects, or even not without running. Like they'll come to me just to, well, the human self telling themselves, I'm just going to go holler at Corey, bro, and run it. But low key, their soul coming to, their soul is guiding their bodysuit to be in my presence, so certain sauce could be dripped, so certain information could be shared that would benefit the soul. And then after that, again, and after that whole ordeal, again, it's just like, oh, I just want to go holler at Curry, and then or just turn into like, building. Like I think about, again, when I was in Baton Rouge, at my crib, indirectly, or directly, however you want to say it, people coming to the crib to come vibe. And I remember, like I put certain crystal grids out in the middle of the floor, depending on what energy we're tapping into, but yeah, it's not even necessarily presented again like, oh, I'm a shaman and I'm, doing this, it's just kind of just with you being yourself again, like being in alignment with your soul, the rest will fall in place, you know what I'm saying? And I say like, oh, just no action is needed, but again, like as you continue to be in alignment with higher self, the actions you take will be in benefit for your, yourself and your community, you know what I'm saying? So and without even trying, again, like me being my greatest version and just loving to share videos, like I love sharing, information and making videos, then look up, oh man, Universal, you helped me with this or you helped me with that, this and that, like, but I wasn't necessarily like, oh man, I want to try to, heal the world in that essence. It's like, nah, ever since a little kid, I love to genuinely share information that would be insightful to people. Even if I was just telling you like that, bro, they got free hamburgers at such and such right now, hamburger, in the past, like there's some free shit somewhere, or, bruh, if you do this and that, like I just love, because too, being sensitive to energy, you could feel when you kind of help somebody power up by sharing some type of information or insight with them, and that feel good to feel like, that I'm helping, you know what I'm saying? Because again, and being the change you want to see, because I definitely appreciate it anytime somebody shares some information with me that helped me level up, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just that aspect as well. And also with the shaman vibe, again, being the experimental person within the tribe, trying different plants, some people, again, don't want to try, like it's certain plants that could heal us, but, and some of them are like undiscovered or never been tapped into. So somebody, gotta be that energy, courageously knowing that you never transition. So, I'm not gonna die, or dealing with these plants. And another thing, with being tapped in to, Mother Earth and that energy, you're gonna be able to interface with the plants to know, like, all right, this plant should be for rubbing on your wounds, or this plant you should ingest for taking care of your lungs, or certain situations. But for the most part too, again, you know uh experimenting, with different plants, different dosages, and coming back from those realms with information and with storage, and that's how things got twisted and turned into a priesthood, and got corrupt and turned into religion. Because basically, in essence, the shamans uh, or the medicine people in some cases became, evolved into the priest aspect. Again, you had the aspect, all right, you got some beings, this is a small community, what I'm saying, indigenous beings, you know, and let's just say starting off, everybody taps into taking the mushrooms or meditation, but let's just say tapping into taking the mushrooms, because natural fountain, everybody taking the shrooms, but it's like, all right, somebody gotta be able to, to watch the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody gotta be able to, you know, plant certain things, you know what I'm saying? Because at this stage, when I say plant and eat, you would be like, oh, I could be a breatharian. Well, from this perspective, we was in a fallen state, so, we was having to, get our energy through consuming plants and things of this nature. But, again, if everybody taking the shrooms, all the other tasks won't get done. So it's like, all right, we got to designate one person to tap into the shrooms. And so it would make sense that it would be a person that would really be strong at, being able to tap into these realms, So bam, you designate this person, and now that's the neighborhood shaman, medicine person, whatever. And so, while the people doing their little tasks, that person tapping into the mushrooms and getting the information like, all right, yeah, we got a strong rain coming in, this and that. We should plant this over here. So-and-so, your son gonna be or this and that, when he's born. Just sharing all different, insights, revelations, and just things from that, that higher realm. But then, after so long, and then we start to, that egoic energy starts to creep in and seep in, that person who's being the, that medicine person or whatever, the shaman essence later turns into a priest in the essence of like, all right, let me, because again, when you sit down taking shrooms, people going, like just the community relationship, like you take the shrooms and we work, and so we're going to make sure you fed, because you're doing something else, so we're going to make sure that you're able to,
Yeah, okay. Come on, you pussy. I'm coming. You park that motherfucker. It is parked, you bitch. Yeah, we're gonna find out right now. I'll fucking run you the fuck over, dude. You're going
well, that exchange. And the shine. Speaking of that realm, popping off, what I'm saying, the shaman vibe, again, of realizing the light and dark. Everything is not all positive and peachy. And again, of course, within this realm right now, we're tapping into realizing, that our natural state of being is being blissful, and not constantly suffering from being in a lower vibrational state, but, the light and dark, again, so having that aspect, you know what I'm saying, of knowing that. But, again, what I was talking to, how the priesthoods came about, and again, taking the mushrooms, and like getting the realization, then that ego creeped in, and it's like, all right, instead of telling them bring us like, 10 bundles of, instead of telling them bring one bundle of okra and one bundle of cucumbers, for me to eat, I'm gonna tell them bring 5, or tell them bring 3, and then 2, and then from, corrupting it in that manner, like of, trying to get people to give them more, and also creating a structure like, all right, and we're gonna create like a church or a system where y'all come to me, and the only way to get this information is through me. And again, but from an egoic manner, that person, could easily tap into a realm of like, all right, I ain't gonna tell them everything. I'm only tell them so much, And so again, it falls deeper and deeper into an aspect again to where you later end up with churches and this system where, only the preacher could know certain things, and everybody else, like they could only get secondhand information through the preacher and not really know thyself fully, on that level. But again, that's kind of how that came about, like that shaman vibe, a medicine man or woman vibe being corrupted, in that aspect, But again, just the shaman, is that that spiritual scientist, a matter of fact, tapping into the subconscious mind, going within, going into those inner realms, Again, like the example of Spice from the movie Dune, Dune, where they had the spice, and the spice was like a certain thing within the universe that allowed for you, like when you take it, you could travel interdimensionally without having to physically travel. But that's just basically again, like a little symbology in the movie for the pineal gland and being activated on that level, and the pineal, being activated. Of course, that helps, with again the first eye, the third eye, having that vision. But it's the heart energy is like the seat of the soul, though. Like that's that true, essence. Because I've heard, that terminology, like, well, the pineal is the seat of the soul, and it's like, nah, the heart, with a Star David symbol for the heart chakra, the Star David symbol, the 6-pointed star, the balance between masculine and feminine, balance between air and fire, earth and water, you know what I'm saying? Just a balance in chakras, because of course we got more than 7 chakras, but with the heart chakra having 3 chakras under it, 3 chakras above it, that balance in the middle, that. So that aspect too. That's basically it. Just want to, just sharing the aspect of what, a shaman basically, is. Because I do have that video already out, that a lot of people, vibe to. But again, just something brought me to sharing that right now. Again, just to share knowledge of knowing that you never die, and being built to deal with multiple realms and still, maintain your connection with, with your soul, That's what basically makes a shaman, is somebody who's built to deal with those energies, So, that may be you. That's basically it. Peace. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace, peace.